Good morning, Canada. Don't get your hopes up. It's not question period. Not yet, but in a couple of weeks, it sure as hell will be. Today, we have a super duper special emergency announcement. Jagmeet Singh wants to address the nation, so everybody is on their tippy toes. This came out of nowhere. We have no idea what it's about. Even mainstream media is speculating that he's going to be pulling out of this coalition and calling an election. I can't make this shit up. I really wish this was another it's over for Jagmeet, but it literally seems like it's over for Jagmeet. So buckle up. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the live stream. This is going to be super duper exciting. And yeah, we're going to go through this together. So CBC is doing a live stream right now about it. So we're going to take a look at that. They got a panel. They've got, discussions about what's going on. And then we're going to take a look at once the live stream of Jagmeet's actual message to Canada starts, we're going to switch over to that. So this is awesome. Here we go, folks. Here we go.
And wealthy CEOs have had their government. It's the people's time.
Okay, that is the social media video released by NDP leader Jagmeet Singh announcing that he is, in his words, ripping up the supply and confidence agreement. Rosemary says the Liberals are too weak, too selfish, and too beholden to corporate people. They cannot restore the hope. They cannot stop the Conservatives. The next election will be a choice between Jagmeet Singh and the Democrats and Pierre poilievre.
Man, it's good to be back.
Interesting move, interesting characterization of the Liberals. And it
is a seasonal channel, but it is good to be back. Since I have everyone's attention, I do want to encourage everyone to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet already.
Because certainly this doesn't...
We're on the road to 200K subs.
We're headed to an election imminently, but it could happen sooner than maybe we are expecting, which is October of next year. They will evaluate now, I guess, on a case-by-case basis when money bills come up, confidence votes come up, what they plan to do. I guess what has to be the part to look at here, that they are going to have to convince Canadians to be believed, is that they've just come to this realization about the Liberals in the past 24 hours or 2 weeks or whatever it is, because they were comfortable in this agreement for 2.5 years. It gave not only stability to the minority government, but it also gave them some...
Hold on a second, folks. Hold on a second. I think Jagmeet might be talking right now. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Is it happening? Is he doing it? Is he pulling out?
To fight for people. They cannot...
NDP ending deal with Liberals.
Restore the hope. They cannot stop the Conservatives.
NDP ending deal with Liberals!
In the next federal election, Canadians will choose between Pierre Poilievre's callous...
I told you!
Hope that when we stand...
I told you all! I said it's over!
Once again,
I did say it 5,000 times, but I said it's over! I told you!
That's who we are. I've embraced that value my whole life. I'm running for Prime Minister because together we can and will stop Conservative cuts. We can deliver relief and restore hope. Fix healthcare. Build homes you can afford. Stop price gouging. It's always impossible until it isn't. It can't be done until someone does it. If we're together, nothing is impossible.
This is CTV, mainstream media's headline. NDP ending deal with Liberals.
Corporations and wealthy CEOs have had their government. It's the people's time.
All right, there you have it. Jagmeet Singh in that video just released saying he is ripping up a deal with the Trudeau government that helps keep Justin Trudeau in power, a promotional campaign-style video. Jagmeet Singh saying that Trudeau and the Liberals will always, quote, cave into corporate greed. They do not deserve another chance, but also saying the bigger threat here is Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives. CTV's Rachel Aiello is standing by in Ottawa following this breaking news now. A bit of a surprise here, Rachel, but what does it mean here? What's the NDP strategy?
This is a massive announcement from the NDP today, Todd. Cutting off the deal with the Liberals months ahead of when it was supposed to expire is Singh saying essentially he no longer thinks his ties to the Liberals are politically advantageous. In this video, clearly he is setting out the next campaign as an argument to Canadians to either vote for his party or the Conservatives, essentially saying the Liberals have proved that they will not fight for the middle class, that they are too selfish and too weak to do that. So quite a message there from the NDP. And Todd, I can tell our audience a bit more about what we're learning behind the scenes about how the NDP came to this decision. So we have heard that the caucus came to a consensus that they were going to pull out of this deal with the Liberals earlier this summer. The timing on this, Todd, is key because they are saying to us that this agreement was made, and this video, which frankly was actually shot just behind us here, was filmed before Poilievre came out last week and put that pressure on NDP leader Jagmeet Singh to pull out of the deal. Poilievre was trying to get him to pull out, vote non-confidence, and trigger an election. Now, just because the NDP have backed out of this two-party agreement with the Liberals now does not mean the country is headed towards a federal election. It does mean it could be more likely. The Liberals now have to go case-by-case basis on their votes to get their agenda passed, but it doesn't mean that the country is thrust into a vote at this moment, but it is certainly raising the political stakes for the minority Liberals.
Yeah, and I just want to be very clear and just reiterate what you just said, because now people are going to say, is there going to be a federal election? Is that it? Does Trudeau and his government fall? That is not the case, correct? Right, Rachel?
That is correct. Just because the NDP have pulled out of this deal does not mean the Liberal government has fallen. They still have the confidence of the House of Commons, and that will remain until or if they fall on a confidence vote or some other matter. Now,
100% he's going to fall on a confidence vote.
Until
100%.
With the next federal election scheduled for October following. This is certainly becoming a bit of a hotter political dynamic where the Liberals are going to have to look for support on big votes like budgets, things that you would typically consider a matter of confidence from parties. That could still be the NDP, depending on the issue. It could be the Bloc as well. But it's going to be more of a traditional minority parliament. Basically what the Liberals were dealing with before this deal came into place in 2022. It was meant to inject stability, prop up the Liberals, keep the Prime Minister in power in exchange for NDP priority issues. And we did see, Todd, a number of big policies advance, progress was made. I was looking through the deal to get a sense of what was left, and frankly, not much. So maybe that was part of the consideration from the NDP as well in making this call now, a week and a half before Parliament resumes.
Yeah, we're just showing the video again that was just released on social media by the NDP, and with Jagmeet Singh is there in the Capitol. He's basically explaining why he wants to end the deal with the Liberals, a deal they've had for the last 2.5 years, give or take, but it now ends. We should also show you what's going on right now in Newfoundland, if we can show our viewers those live pictures coming in, because Justin Trudeau, in an interesting twist, will be holding a live event today in Newfoundland about the food program, the national food program, and no doubt this will be number one when the reporters ask him questions at the end of the availability, the media press conference, which we understand is supposed to start at about 1:30, so in the next 20, 25 minutes or so, but we'll get Justin Trudeau's reaction to this as well. Back to look at the polling, and it's not all that great for the NDP. The Conservatives are way ahead of the Liberals, who are also ahead of the NDP. So we heard, the official talking points there from Jagmeet Singh about the Liberals being weak. They don't stand up to corporate greed. But what do you think the strategy is here if the NDP are trying to, do a lot better than they did in the last federal election?
Well, my read on this, Todd, and based on some of the conversations our colleague Vashi Kapelis has had with sources on background, is that what they were hearing when they were knocking on doors ahead of this key Montreal by-election, it's a Liberal seat the NDP are hoping to win, that they are hearing that their ties to the Liberals are no longer politically advantageous. And so my indication from them pulling out now is they've done the calculation, Todd, that they need to now start differentiating themselves from the Liberals. The Conservatives have done a fairly effective job of kind of linking them together, saying they were in this so-called costly coalition government, making decisions hand in hand, Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau. So the NDP taking this step now is a sign that they are trying to make the case for the NDP to be a change option for Canadians without that change being Poilievre and his Conservatives, which is quite an interesting strategy to take. We'll see obviously how this plays out. I am very interested to hear what the Prime Minister is going to say shortly. We have been told that Jagmeet Singh let the Liberals know just ahead of this announcement coming out on social media. So this is not a scenario where they've had days to plan their messaging and their response to it. They are learning, Todd, effectively at the same time as the rest of Canada, which is quite remarkable. I was looking through the deal to try to figure out what kind of gentleman's agreement, or would they have to give them more of a heads up, and clearly not.
Yeah, the other interesting...
The deal is done, and Jagmeet finally grew a spine. Now, as you heard, it is not grounds for an immediate election being triggered. However, it does make me feel very optimistic that there's been ample amount of social pressure against the NDP, which is very much reflected in the polls. Jagmeet Singh is tanking. He has like 19 or 20 projected seats. Absolutely horrible. And that's because he's attached himself to a horrible sinking ship, the Liberal Party. Now, is Jagmeet going to become next Prime Minister of Canada? Absolutely not. There is not a million years in which that would happen. You know, at the end of the Avengers, where Doctor Strange is using the time stone and he's like coming up with a trillion different calculations in which it works out. There's none for Jagmeet to be Prime Minister. So don't worry about that. Now, what does this mean? It means that he's trying to put more social pressure on Justin Trudeau, and he just dropped this bomb on Justin Trudeau. They did not know about this. Nobody knew about this. This was fresh to the entire country. That is huge, and Justin Trudeau is now going to be sitting there going, oh man, my caucus is falling apart. People are leaving. My wife left me. Everybody's leaving me. And now Jagmeet left me too. Oh my goodness. And so you're going to see a vicious House of Commons when it starts back up in like a couple of weeks, folks. This is incredible. It is a step in the right direction. Now, I know everyone is like wanting that election to happen, as am I. Believe me, that would be absolutely incredible. I'm super excited to get out and vote. I'm excited for the entire election campaign, election season. But I do think that Jagmeet is going to wait maybe a few months, and he might even do it right when he gets his pension in like February or March. It might not go all the way till October. It might be something tricky like that, but we're going to have to wait and see how this plays out. This is huge, though. We're going to end the stream. I got to make a video for the main channel, Mr. Sunshine. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. That's the extent of this. That's the craziest news. I did not expect this to happen, as well as the Bank of Canada's rate cuts today. Today's a huge day. Oh my goodness. Go out and celebrate. Buy yourself a coffee. Buy yourself a beer. Wow, this is awesome. On your way out, I do want to encourage everyone to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It does really help grow the channel. And we are going to be starting up House of Commons streaming in like a couple of weeks when it does get started. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you turn on the bell notification for this channel. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in to this impromptu live stream.